a slash a bash. Slash a bash. Slash a bash.
Let's do this, bitch. The other one that kept scaring me wasn't even, I was sitting on the end, but I had to sit in the front row because I ended up making an earlier showing. And they would just keep walking past me in the middle of 10 scenes, like the service. I was like, oh, God. That
You're
got
in
me
the front row?
the second from front. It was fucking terrible.
That sucks. Yeah, I went at 10:45.
In the morning?
This is the start of the recording, by the way. We'll do the intro after this. Yeah, I went at 10:45 in the morning because like I figured no one would be there, and I don't want to like be in a horror movie by myself too, watching this scary movie, and it was packed.
Yeah, mine was completely
And
full.
there was drunk people because I could hear them be like, "I'm drunk right now," blah blah blah. And I was like, "Oh my god, coming from brunch or some shit? What's
Also,
happening?"
I was like, oh, cool. They just put a hot dog on the menu. But I'm like on my phone and I like my eyes can't focus. So I'm like not looking at prices or whatever. I'm like, yeah, hot dog sounds good. And then I get my bill. $15 fucking for a hot dog.
But you love a hot dog.
I do, but I can buy 5 packs of Nathan's for that.
Is that
3
your favorite
packs.
hot
3
dog?
packs. Oh God, Nathan's is by far the best. People will
Just
like
say-
advertise and be like, we have Nathan's hot dogs, and I'll eat it. I'm like, that's not Nathan's. I want my money back.
You'll know.
Oh God, I know if it's a Nathan's.
Why are they advertising that then?
Because I think they start off doing that, but then when they like run out, it's like, oh, just go get some cheap dogs.
Get some ballparks.
Yeah. It's the fucking bowling alley that we used to be at that used to do that. They'd be like, get 2 Nathan's hot dogs, blah, blah, blah. And like not once was it ever actually a Nathan's.
I bet you they just like stopped getting them and they just didn't want to change the menu because that's too much work,
Exactly.
you know?
That's like
Wait, what time did you see the movie?
12:15.
Oh, okay.
The same time that I was supposed to get on my flight that I booked for 12 hours earlier.
So we basically saw the movie the exact same time. Like you were in the movie while I was in the movie.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I just got out before you.
Yep.
So
Well,
I had to sit through 30 minutes of trailers. By the way, did you get that Ice Cream Man trailer?
No, but I had seen it before. Eli
okay,
Roth.
it's like Eli Roth like watched Weapons and was like, wait, I have a better idea.
Should we do our intro
Do you
real
know what I
quick
mean?
so that we can like do
Yeah,
a deep
go
dive into
ahead.
these things? I
Yeah.
think I did the last one.
Okay, welcome to the Slasher Best, the podcast where we talk about horror movies.
Yeah.
We've really simplified that intro.
Simplified.
Simplify. Isn't that like a Marine thing?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's like loyalty.
Hmm.
That's
That's not what I expected.
Well, I mentioned this in our Heretic episode when I had to go to that Mormon church
Oh,
summer
yeah.
camp
Mhm.
thing, EFY.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
And-
Hang on once. Go ahead. Finish your story first.
Like they divide you into like teams or whatever, and so our team leader's brother had just joined the Marines, so she made Simplify our team mascot, and then we had
That's
to do like a
stupid.
chant, and it was like Simplify, Simplify, LOYALTY. Is that how you spell loyalty? I hope I spelled that right. If I didn't, cut it out.
No. I'm not going to spell check you. We're stuck with whatever that spelling was. I mean, it rhymed. It lined up right. So
The syllables felt right, but I was like, I'm winging this. I don't know how to spell for shit. So,
yeah, same. Back.
do you remember when we worked on Jeopardy and we would like do all the updates to the website,
Yeah.
and I put Matt, what's his name, the Broadway guy, instead of paralegal, I'd put Paragax. And
No.
Rocky just screenshotted that and sent it to Shannon and was like, so when are you hiring a proofreader?
That's awesome. Was that your plan for us to get a proofreader?
Well, do you know what happened with that? You can't put this on the air. You have to cut this out.
I don't know how to transition from that all that shit we just cut out.
Yep. Well, anyhow.
I'll just keep that part in.
Um,
Anyway, wait. Let's finish the intro. This is Slasher Bash. I'm one of your hosts, Ben, with my co-host Maddi,
yep.
and we talk about horror movies because we love them.
Damn straight.
And today we're talking about a brand new movie called Hokum, which, real quick,
Did you
for
look?
everybody. What?
You're gonna give the stats first, and then I want to say what
Fuck yeah.
Hokum meant.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it was written and directed by Damian McCarthy. Budget of $5 million. This is the first weekend, so I don't know how much it made. Metacritic was 78. which is higher than both black phones.
It's also in like
surprisingly.
the 90s on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes is a scam, so
Yep.
who fucking cares?
Not Ben.
Not me. Anyway, what were we gonna say?
Well, I looked up what Hokum meant. Did you do that?
No, but I'm assuming it means like that's just
It's
supernatural
like
slang.
foolishness or like nonsense. Like you'd be like, instead of like it's, I assume it's more of like the like Irish version of Hocus Pocus. Like it's just a bunch of hokum.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
That's my interpretation of it.
Yeah. Which definitely makes it fit well for the movie.
Yeah. He also says it in the movie, which I can't help but cringe.
I 100% missed that.
Oh, you did?
I
It was
must
when he
have
was
been.
drinking at the bar, and then that guy came over and said, "I saw the witch," or he was talking about his experience with the witch.
I did. That's when I was trying to figure out
And then he
ordering my
was like,
fucking hot
Hokum.
dog. The
Oh,
guy he
okay,
burnt
yeah.
with the spoon.
Yes, that guy. What a dick.
Yeah.
Not the guy he burnt. The guy who did the burning.
The main guy. Om.
Oh, yeah. What a crazy name.
Om Bauman,
anyway.
was that it? Okay, before
Yes.
we get into the movie
Yes.
and we discuss, I mean, I feel like we should just be like, first, no spoilers, initial thoughts, and then we'll
Okay.
like break it down. But before we get into that,
Okay.
there were a lot of horror trailers. I don't know about yours, but mine were all horror trailers. And I
Mostly.
thought Evil
Yeah.
Dead Burns looked really
Didn't get that
good.
one. Didn't get it.
And then I got one for a movie called Leviticus that comes out next month.
Oh,
that,
wow.
Like is I didn't think it was a horror thing at first. It was like two gay guys in like a small cowpoke
Oh yeah,
town.
I saw that one too. I didn't.
Yeah, and
I didn't
was
catch
like,
the name.
That actually
one
looked
looks
really
dope.
fucking good. So
Yeah.
we might have to do those. And then I saw it at the Alamo. So I got
Nice.
my pre-show. You know how they do their like little like don't talk and text haha funny video.
Yeah, I love that.
So this one was the weirdest one I've ever fucking had, and I'm actually surprised I could get away with it. Excuse me, I'm doing my snorty pig noises that you have to
I
edit
gotta
out.
edit all that shit out.
Yep. So the don't talk and text video I got, it was
Yeah.
like, this guy just came back from the bathroom after talking and texting, and the theater was empty except for a chick's severed head sitting on the seat, and then the severed head attacks him and bites onto his crotch, and he's like trying to get it off and like is like swinging around trying to get the head off his crotch, and then
What?
flings it away,
What?
and then it comes back and bites him in the ass, and then it was like,
This-
don't talk and text.
I feel like you made that up.
I know. I was like, what the fuck?
Were you on shrooms? Like, that's insane.
Yeah, I was actually very
Is
shocked.
that yeah? Because what I'm imagining is so absurd and ridiculous that I have a hard time imagining that.
I feel
playing
like
in
they
the
could have
theater.
gotten away with the head. Well, I mean, they got away with it. They did it. I saw it. But
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Everything I think was like, oh, whatever. But like actually biting on the crotch, I was like, and he's like trying to bang the head up against the movie seat, like chair. So it's just like very like,
There's
almost
so many
sexual.
things wrong with this
Yeah.
whole video.
it was. So now I'm like, everybody go to the Alamo and tell me if you get that same weird don't talk and text video.
How do you pitch this? I don't. I don't understand that.
I don't either.
That's weird.
So
Well,
I did.
I guess you'd have to be there.
I wrote
to
that down
understand.
and was like, gonna have to definitely talk about that weird fucking thing that just
I would
happened.
love to break that scene down. Maybe I should find it online.
I'd love to break down the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's absurd and disgusting.
Yeah.
And awkward.
So that was my intro to the movie.
Yeah. Okay. Well, did it put you in the right mood for the movie?
No.
Okay.
I think
Yeah. Wait. Are you gonna talk about what you about the movie?
yeah, like just my initial feelings, no spoilers.
Okay, real quick. I didn't see a trailer for this movie. You've seen a trailer because you're the one who was like, we should. Review
Yeah, I
this
saw
movie.
the trailer and then I
Yeah.
was like, I'm not gonna look up anything else. It looks dope. I want to see it.
Yeah. Okay. So what? Yeah. What are your thoughts? Your big overall thoughts.
Okay, so
This is always exciting for me because like.
I will say that
Yeah.
I did go in kind of a funk when I went in and saw it.
Okay, that's fair.
And I saw it alone, so that might have affected it.
Mm,
And I was
mhm.
kind of just like, I felt like it was good, but there was
Mhm.
like nothing new.
Mhm.
It just felt
Yeah.
like pieces of other movies. Let's take the good from this. Let's take the good from that. Let's slap it all together and make it pretty.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was good. Like, but I came out of it and I was like, I feel like this might be how Ben felt about The Strangers. You're not.
No.
No, you just hated that movie.
Well, you know what? I don't hate Strangers. I was harsh on Strangers, but
Well,
People are not gonna know that.
Nobody's
until
listened to it.
this.
So yeah.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah,
This
you felt
movie
the
was
same.
a fucking mess of a movie, and I think it's bad. But I agree. I think there's moments in it that I was like, oh, now this is kind of cool, and then like that would immediately get.
It's got great
over-
moments for sure.
But then those would get erased by like the next scene. I'd be like, okay, this is dumb again. What are we doing?
What I told Chloe when I came home, she was like, "Did you like it?" And I was like, "It's not that I was like, it's a bad movie, but it was like, I think the idea that they didn't
Mhm.
have enough there to make a movie."
Mhm.
So they then tried to add on like 2 other storylines. And so it was
Yeah.
basically 3 storylines all trying to come together as one, but it just didn't.
And then really none of
connect.
them resolve except for one of them, sort of.
Yeah. So,
I honestly, I think it's weird. Like I agree with you, but I think it actually is a bad movie. But it's just like it's made in a way where like it's hard to like notice that it's bad. If that makes any sense.
It is well made. I don't think the
I don't even know if it's
directing or the
well made.
filmography is bad, or the acting. Like all of those elements were good. I think it probably wasn't the strongest script.
No, and I agree with you. It was like there's all these plot points happening, but it's so contrived. Like there was, and we'll just go in full spoilers now. So if you don't want to know spoilers, I would go check it out or don't, based on what we just said. But there's a lot of plot points that just like didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, why did he even kill that girl?
Because he was married and he'd gotten her pregnant.
Oh yeah, they kind of
Yeah.
glossed that over. But
But
then,
my
but
whole
then he
thing with
hides
that
her
was
in
like-
the basement.
My whole thing with that was he didn't even actually kill her. He just trapped her in the basement to what?
Exactly.
And hope that no one figures it out at all. Like, is there no
Yeah.
cameras in that place? Like,
Well, he said there's no way in the basement, so I guess he was just hoping she would starve to death down there.
which
But then
is
I'm
like
also confused.
horrible. He's
But I'm also
comfortable enough to drug her so that he can get her in the basement. But it's like, okay, then just if you're gonna drug her to kill her, just kill her. Don't make her then suffer for weeks and starve to death.
But even the sort of explanation for why he did that seems so tacked on, and it was one sentence in the movie where it's like it almost would make more sense if we saw a scene of him and her hooking up, and then her be
Yeah.
like, "I'm pregnant," and then him be like, "You have to like get rid of the baby," and then he
Yeah.
like kills her in the moment or something. Like it's
'Cause
so
the thing,
bizarre to
too,
me.
All
Yeah.
their interactions, it's not like anything about them reads any sort of like
Yes, exactly.
tension or anything at all.
Yeah.
And like she's so like cute and young and fresh and hip, and it's like I'm really supposed to believe that she was boning this bozo.
Exactly. And also he's like, make sure you drink your tea I just gave you.
I know that
Like,
was so fucking.
you're a
on the nose.
bartender.
There were a lot
Yeah.
of things that were so on the nose that were just like, come on.
Well, that's what I'm
really?
saying. It's so contrived. Like even like why we had to have a scene where he kills himself, so he tries to kill himself. Like nothing before that scene really like played as if like he was like a suicidal person. He tries to kill himself. And then they never really talk about that ever again.
Yeah. So, okay. As far as like,
But they just needed a reason for him to stay there and like to look for this woman. So like, oh, she saved you from. It's like.
so, okay. So we open in, it's like he's riding and like he sees mom ghost on the stairs.
Yeah, and this
which
scene doesn't
at
make
first-
sense either.
It made more sense. I have been thinking about it all long time today now, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I think what it was trying to show is that the ghosts are always there. It actually is the mushrooms that make you able to see them.
interesting.
But it took me a while of
sense.
thinking about it to get there. So I was like, okay, so he's always been followed by
Mhm.
his mom's ghost. Now he's tapped into this other level of consciousness. Now
That
he
makes
can
sense.
connect and forgive himself or whatever, you know? The
Yeah.
thing that I hated in that scene, though, is when you see the urns and it's got their names on them and then it says mom, dad. Like, we don't need to fucking see mom, dad. We get it. Like, if we're
There
too
were
fucking
so many
dumb.
shots like that.
I know.
There
I
was a
hated
shot
it.
where when the girl comes up in the dumbwaiter, and like it's the girl, and then all of a sudden there's just this like random close up shot of her name tag in case we didn't realize it was the girl we're looking for.
Yeah.
Like there was like so many shots like that. I was like, I didn't need that. I
And
know it's the girl.
that whole thing we've been talking about where like films are being ruined because we think people aren't paying attention, so you have
Yeah.
to like connect the dots for them.
Yeah.
No. If somebody can't pay
Yeah.
attention to a fucking movie, let them be fucking confused. Don't ruin the
Exactly.
fucking movie that you've spent millions of dollars to make.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, and I think that's to the detriment of this movie too. Like they also added in a bunch of stupid shit we didn't need.
Yeah.
Like all those like different.
Well, so to go back to the suicide thing, so they just
Yeah.
like the mom, dad earns whatever, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But then he like breaks the lock on that box, and the gun was in it,
Right.
and I immediately was like, oh, he's going back to. I knew like the background was he goes back to this hotel, and I was like, oh, he's gonna go kill himself there. So I immediately thought he was going to kill
But
himself.
that's not
with
even
the
what
gun.
that gun was for. The gun was for like he accidentally shot his mom in the face.
Yeah, but as soon as I saw the gun,
And
like
for
I
whatever
didn't know
reason,
the
he
back.
has that gun now. Like who gave him that gun?
Yeah, and gave it to him.
Where
with
did this gun come
with a
from?
lock on it, and it's like just in his like inherited
And no
possessions now.
key.
Yeah. Why is the murder weapon not? Like,
It's bizarre and it doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying. Like
here's
none
your
of this
gun
movie
back
makes sense.
from the police that you accidentally shot and killed your mom with.
I tell you, if we were watching this movie live right now, almost every single scene you could pick apart about how contrived and dumb it is and how it doesn't make any sense. But the fact that it's got this like serious vibe over the whole thing, like you kind of just you feel like it's elevated somehow, but it's not. It's really just a bunch of scenes that don't make sense stuck together.
Yeah.
With some good moments. There were a couple moments where I was like, okay, this is actually cool. I just wish
Once
they had
he's like trapped
earned it.
in the honeymoon suite, I thought the
It
movie
gets
got
better.
better. Yeah.
I 100% agree it gets better. But even the fact, even how he gets trapped in there is
Mhm.
also just stupid. Why wouldn't that guy who clearly is the reason that the body is there just kill Adam Scott right then? Why did he go home? What, to catch some shut-eye before he came back in the morning to kill him? Like, what was his plan of just leaving Adam Scott in the room?
So my assumption is that he like just like with the girl's body, knowing that it's going into off season or whatever, and everybody's leaving the hotel. I assume he figures they'll both die, and during off season, I can go back and retrieve the bodies without anybody being in the hotel.
The girl was stuck in the basement where he's just in a room where you can clearly see outside, and someone
Also,
could maybe
if
hear
the whole
him.
thing is the dumb, oh, never mind, ignore me.
Was that a dumb statement?
It was a dumb waiter statement for a minute. Always the fucking dumb waiter though, man. Never
The
get in a
dumb
fucking
waiter.
dumb waiter ever.
Yeah. No, why? Yeah, exactly. Well, to be fair, he put the girl in the dumbwaiter,
That's true. That's true.
which I'm also confused about that situation because once she was down there and we're making these recordings, did she not get out of the dumbwaiter? Why did the witch never attack her? Did she just sit in the dumbwaiter the whole time? Because if she starved to death,
Did the witch get her, or did she starve to death?
I have no idea because they didn't find the body of the guy at the end who the witch got. Why would they find her body?
Yeah, that actually doesn't.
None of it makes
connect.
sense.
But okay, so let's go back to when he first like
Yes.
gets to the hotel, and
Uh-huh.
he's like immediately like, "Why are you killing goats?" And then he like
Yes.
walks into the lobby, and here's the like story of the witch, and he's like, "Are those your kids?" And then he like tells the kids to like run
was
off, and
funny,
he's
I
like, "Don't
actually
talk to
thought.
those kids." And then the guy says something else as he's like checking in. He goes, "Why don't you mind your own business?" And it's like, seriously, like you literally rolled up and got in everybody's business the second you got out of your fucking car.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, like that.
Also, is there more lore that we're missing with this guy? Because like that family photo that the killer gets at the end, to me, it looked like some of the people that were in the basement were in this photo. I thought, oh, it's going to be like a relative of his living in that basement who's the witch or whatever.
So his mom, I think, was like the ghost that was obviously like haunting him, right? Not
No,
the witch
okay.
though.
No, I know, but I'm
But
saying
the
that
tree, I thought, because that
Yeah.
lore story in the beginning with the witch dragging them, like I thought it was like into a tree or something. And so then where he was spreading the ashes, I thought that was actually going to be like more involved,
what?
like where he
Oh,
spread
yes.
their ashes at the tree. Like I was like ready for like a crack to open up in the tree and a witch's hand drag them.
That'd be dope. Like Sleepy Hollow,
Yeah,
a good movie.
we should do that
Um,
movie. I love that.
100%. No, I'm saying like the guy who ends up being the murderer who
Mhm.
killed like the girl or whatever. He's like looking at that family photo at the end of the movie that he's like says that he went back to get or whatever. That photo, it looked like the guy in the wheelchair at the beginning, like this old dude that he told like
Yeah,
asks,
that's his
are the-
father-in-law.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that okay, this family is like all into witches because one of the girls in this picture is the witch and they put her in the basement.
Here, okay, so we know
But
that the
I
father-in-law.
swear that's what they were hinting at. Yeah.
Maybe I don't. But so we know
I
the
don't know, though.
father-in-law
Yeah.
owns a hotel and has the witch trapped in his basement, right?
Which is a family member, right?
I don't know if it's a family member or not. Here's my thing:
Yeah.
if there is a witch's door into hell in your basement,
Mm-hmm.
why the fuck are you like, well, we'll just still run a hotel. What could go wrong? We'll just put a fucking locked cage door.
It would make sense maybe if they related to the witch.
Maybe. I can tell you if there was an opening to hell in my basement that a witch was dragging people into.
But hang on, does that even how the witch works? Because the whole time I was like, how did this witch? What is she eating? Rats down here? Like, or is she eating people? Or they?
People.
Then I thought, this is my brain. This is how much of imagination I have. I go, oh, it's a family member, and they're feeding it with people and goats.
I thought that they were feeding the witch too. When he started putting her down the dumbwaiter, I thought she was going to be an offering to the witch.
Exactly.
And I don't know why that wasn't the thing, because that would have connected the stories more instead of making them feel like loose stories that don't actually go together.
Yeah.
Like,
Instead of randomly in one sentence be like, oh, actually she was pregnant with my kid or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Well, and it's just like, it would have been so much better, because now instead it's just, well, there's a story about a witch. Cool. And then there's like a murder mystery. Okay. And they have absolutely nothing to do with each other except for a dumbwaiter.
Exactly. We should just make a podcast where we just make bad movies better with our ideas.
I like that.
Like what we're doing right now. But even, okay, so let's take a step back. So one of my problems with the movie too is like he happens to go to this place where his parents
Honeymoon.
had a honeymoon. But also just coincidentally, it's also where a witch lives.
Yep. But
do you know what I'm saying? Like,
but then that witch had nothing to do with the story of his parents' deaths or anything. Like I was expecting it to be some sort of like even poorly connected thing where it's like, oh, he didn't kill her. He was possessed by the witch or something. Like I was thinking maybe the dad killed the mom on accident.
Or maybe the mom and the dad are the reason
like,
there's a witch there. Maybe that's when it all started.
Or the mom's the witch. I was like trying so hard to connect them to the witch.
Exactly.
And it just...
This movie is just a bunch of just like, and then this scary thing happened, and then this scary thing happened,
also,
and it's just
with all like the disconnected things. Let's like talk about the opening and the ending, which are his like,
oh my god,
bookends. And it was like, I hated it. I hated it.
I didn't hate the opening, but the way they resolved it, I think, makes it even worse because...
Oh, I did too. I wrote, cheese ass fucking ending. Fuck that. Murder him.
Also, do you remember the first shot of the movie is him taking off this like very hard helmet off his head? Why didn't he just go get the helmet and break the bottle over that?
Oh, I didn't catch that. But yeah.
Also, I don't think a skull is going to break that bottle.
No.
So contrived.
It just felt, I don't know. I get that it was like his book or whatever, but
he was trying to make it not bleak, like she
scenes
said.
From a movie to feel like two different movies.
It doesn't even feel like that. It feels like a bunch of notes in your Apple Note app.
Which is exactly what it was when he's explaining it to Fiona or whatever his name was at the bar, and he's like, so he kills the kid and the bottle doesn't break, and then he wanders into the desert
and just dies.
Yep. It is funny because I do feel like he maybe was meant to be like some sort of Stephen King type character. And Chloe asked me what it reminded me of most watching it. And I was like, funnily enough, that Stephen King one
1809 or whatever,
where he's trapped in the room, John Cusack.
Yep. I thought about that while I was watching the movie. And I actually haven't seen that movie, but I remember the trailer so very clearly in my mind that it is kind of like that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because also like the movie's called Hokum, so you think that is going to be about a skeptic, right? Who's like investigating or in a haunted place and like not believing, and then slowly over time becomes a believer, which is sort of what happens, I guess, because then he realizes that he saw a ghost because of the mushrooms that he was taking.
The mushroom milk, which again, adults drinking milk.
Well, even the guy who came, the bellhop who was like, I have to apologize. I put mushrooms in that whiskey. Like, why would that be a punishment?
Why would that be a plot point? I mean, I get it. It's like, okay,
we had two spikings of drinks
in
the same movie.
We want him to take mushrooms to open his mind to be able to see Gus. Okay, cool. So here's what he's going to do. He's going to burn the bellboy with a spoon because the bellboy asked him to read his manuscript. And then the bellboy is going to sneak into his room, get his flask, and put mushrooms in it. Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it's so contrived. Like everything about this movie is like this. And also it what would have happened if he didn't take the mushrooms? That none of that would have happened? He wouldn't have seen the witch at all? Like this, it's so weird. the rules in this movie don't make any sense because there are none. It's just like scary things are happening and don't worry about it as long as you're creeped out. And I think a lot of the scares are just jump scares.
Yeah, it's all
There's just
jump
so
scares.
many jump scares in this movie, and it's really annoying, and I hate it.
Yeah. Even like, well, as soon as like you get into that opening scene where he's like riding, and I was like, why is he riding in the dark?
No, I mean that didn't.
That
I know
bothered
what you
me.
mean, but
I mean,
yeah.
do you ride in the dark?
No, but I mean,
Do you hang out in the
He had
dark
one-
on your
he had a
computer?
one light on.
Like, if
I
you're
have one light on right now. It's just
well,
this
yeah,
light.
but we're like,
Oh,
I mean, same,
no.
but that's because
Yeah.
this room doesn't have a light.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But it's immediately like, I guess now I know it's the mom on the stairs, and then she pops up behind him, and now we have put together that ghosts are always there, whatever, but you can't see them until you take shrooms. Lesson of the movie.
But then they don't attack you unless you are on shrooms.
But it's like, why? Like, if it's his mom, and the whole point is like his mom's forgiveness, and he's being haunted by her ghost. Why is it like scary, like pop out mom all the fucking time until she's
Exactly.
like, let me hold your heart and remember there's a saw there.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Jerry, my favorite character in this movie?
Jerry was my favorite character.
And
too.
I wish he would have lived because he didn't deserve to die. All right. The whole town treated him like shit. He had to live in the fucking woods in a van down by the river.
And then it's so good when they're like, yeah, I heard you killed your wife. And he's like, yes, I did. She was in pain and I helped her end it. And
I
like,
euthanized her.
yeah. No, Jerry was the best. And I literally, my notes were like, it's so obvious that you should trust Jerry. It actually would be interesting if he turned out to be the bad guy because it's so obvious that he's the good guy.
That would have been cool. But I like that he was a good guy. He was also got the best laughs in the like when he did the whole like she was like this.
Yeah.
And like people can't see my face, but pointing up at the bell. I thought that was so funny. Like there were some funny moments in this actually, which I think were good to have because the movie is such a bleak, like almost uninteresting movie for a lot of it.
You need the laughs because you're going in with a main character who's
So
an
unlikable.
asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you need to like somebody.
Yeah. I like Jerry.
Enter Jerry. He was hilarious.
I liked how he kept coming back.
You knew he was a good guy as soon as like you see him like sitting by the dead goat and they're like having that conversation and he is like the goat defender and it was like, okay, yeah, no, he's not.
Yeah.
But then it's obviously like setting up the red herring of the goat killer.
Why even have this whole thing with the goats?
Because they're symbols of Satanism and
I think that's the other
devil.
thing. Like they tried to be very symbolic in this movie with like the hearts everywhere and stuff. And I'm just like, this is so superficial. It means nothing.
Yeah.
And like the goat thing, like to have that huge scene when we saw the dead goat in the opening, when he first gets to the hotel and we have a conversation about it, I'm like, oh, this is going to come back over and over and over again. And then we see the second dead goat, which I guess maybe it wasn't. It was the same goat that they had just carried to the woods and left there. But
I
then,
don't know.
Like,
but I laughed
it means nothing. It's just they're just killing goats for no reason.
I
in
did
this
laugh my
movie.
ass off when he comes back from the woods then and one of the goats is on the fucking cars.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, why are we? Same thing with the thing we talked about earlier with the, I don't even remember what it was now, but where they have this like plot point, and then it's like they just drop like the suicide thing, where it's like it would make more sense if like they were feeding the goats to the witch or something, or the witch was attracting goats to the house or something. But it's just like they're just killing goats in this movie for some reason.
I didn't at all have a hard time buying that he was going there to kill himself. I did think that the like just walking in on him having hung himself was actually like very shocking, and I was like, "Ooh, that trigger warning for some people." But yeah, it was like I did not. I 100% thought he was going to kill himself before that scene. Like I thought that's what he went there to do. I did.
No, but he talks about I got a lot of work to do. Like he's like, I'm a writer.
No, but he was like, I got to finish my book. He's writing the epilogue. He's not writing the prologue. So it's like, he's
the time
ending
was
his
confusing. I didn't know where we
masterpiece.
were. I thought maybe we flashed back.
Gotcha.
It wasn't clear to me where we
For
were.
me,
in
it
this
was
book.
like, he's ending his masterpiece. He's found this gun in this box. He's a miserable fucking dick. He's going out here. He's spreading his parents' ashes. He's going to kill himself. Like, I definitely thought that. Did not think he was just going to be like, okay, he survived, and now we're moving on, and we're not addressing that.
Well, I think
at
that's
all.
my problem. It's not necessarily that they had an attempted suicide, like he tried to kill himself. It was more like, okay, but then we just never going to acknowledges later.
This is
Like there was no the scene with the mom and him at the end about you have to live for me. Don't kill yourself. Like it never comes back.
I did write. Where is it? Okay. Well, when he goes back with Jerry, and I liked that they shot the hotel from, like, usually when you like are trying to make things look ominous, you know, you like shoot from down looking up at it so it looks huge, but this one was like up above looking down on the hotel, and it was like really dark and ominous, and I was like, there's no fucking way I'm going in that fucking hotel. And then Jerry gets taken out by Goat Bully, and then somebody note was like, if Ohm wasn't suicidal and obviously didn't have anything left to like live for in his mind, would he have been able to go in that room otherwise by himself after Jerry was gone?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that's the whole, like, obviously they needed a reason for him to go want to find this girl. And his motivation for wanting to find the girl was, one, I think he had like a crush on her, but two, she like saved his life.
Yeah.
So I think that's, again, the contrived reason
Yeah.
for why they
but
get
for
him
me,
there.
it was like, I don't think anyone in their right mind, Jerry, I believe, would have the balls to go into that room to look for her.
Yeah.
I do not believe this weasel dick asshole main character who's supposed to have a redemption arc but doesn't really would have the fucking guts to go into that hotel by himself and continue exploring.
Well, I don't know, because if the point is he doesn't believe in the supernatural, and that's what this whole movie's like apparently about. Remember, because he's like, I don't believe in whatever. You can see that was part of it. Like they wanted that to be part, because there's moments where he's like believing when he starts to draw the circle and chalk on around the bed and stuff to protect himself from the witch. But hang on. But I think it's believable that he would go do that because he doesn't believe in, like, it's not creepy to him because it's just a fucking room. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't believe in ghosts or anything or witches. So he's just like, I just need to get in the room to see if this girl's in there.
Yeah.
Or not.
Speaking of the circle with the witch. So he draws a chalk around the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, well, the witch was outside for a while, and then he like took a nap. Like, let's cut back to him sleeping. And I was like, okay. But then when he's in the basement and he draws a circle around him, but then Mal's going by in chains, and then he's sawing the chains, and so there's chains on him too.
Yeah.
So how did
the circle didn't work? Yeah.
Why? Why did it work?
I took it he didn't finish, and he got, because remember there's that jump cut where he backs up and like you see the face of, which I didn't think that was the face of the witch. I thought it was a different family member. I'm going with this whole family thing. I think he didn't complete the square because he was handcuffed too.
He didn't complete the square because it was a circle.
I mean the circle. Square's harder to draw quickly. But the other thing is, like, even with the bed though, I mean, it's not a complete circle. He just did from wall, and it was like a horseshoe. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Also, in that moment, if I know I'm protected by this circle, I'm going to open the mosquito
curtains.
net.
Yeah, what was that?
And I'm going to try to talk to the witch.
Be like, what you want now, bitch?
Yeah, no, I'll be like, can I help you? I'm trying to, like, have you seen a girl? I'm trying to figure out what happened.
It really, since you've brought it up, there's so many contrived things, like you said, that don't make sense and don't come together.
None of it does.
Why didn't the witch take the girl to her little hell room?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think she died from the witch. I think she just starved to death.
Which doesn't make sense if she's in that basement where you're down there for an hour and the witch comes and gets you.
Also, imagine like you're wandering around the basement, you're getting hungry, you're going to crawl back into the little tiny cubby to die?
Yeah.
In the exact same position you were in?
Yeah.
when he threw you in there? Like, was that a hallucination? I guess any of this could be a hallucination too.
I guess, but
like when they introduced that thing at the end where like, oh, you took mushrooms or whatever, I was like, oh, so none of this was real. It was just hallucinating the whole thing.
No, I think that was meant to make him think that, but then he looks down and he sees the marks on his wrist from the chain. So he.
But that's what I'm saying. It's weird that they would.
I think it was to connect him back to what Jerry said. Jerry had some sort of line about like, alcohol is to run from your demons. Mushrooms are to face them.
Right.
And so I don't think it was like the idea of taking mushrooms, like the consensus was you hallucinated everything that happened. I think it was you opened your mind to actually be able to see everything that's going on around you.
If it's to face your metaphorical demons, then a hallucination still works for that, right?
Fair.
Like you can still have like a dream sequence so that it helps you get over your trauma or whatever. But I think it's confusing. Like I think they could have done that and then everything that happened with like, I forget the guy's name, but the guy who was like trying to kill him at the end.
Mal.
Mal, is that his name? Mal?
Yeah.
Like Mal, Mal?
Yeah. It was
Okay.
like Mal, Ferg, Fiona.
But like all the ghost shit. Because then he asked, did they find the body of Mal? And I think they say no or
Yeah, 'cause
something
he
like
got
that.
Drug into that witch's hell room.
But I'm saying if that was a hallucination, maybe he's just down there trapped still.
Fair.
Getting the
I mean,
same
because I
fate
guess
that-
if that hotel did burn down and like kind of collapse on itself, that basement room.
Because that'd be poetic if he got the same fate that he gave to that girl where he just threw her in the basement to die.
That would have been better, honestly, than the witch. Here's the thing. I would have been down with thinking it was a scary thing and having it be like actually like murder mystery. Or I
Mhm.
would have been down with it being like oh, there's actually a witch and this is fucking wild. But it was like the trying to slap the two together
Yeah.
and not connecting them. That was like, why?
I think that's my problem too. It's like there's a witch in this movie, but for a long time, it doesn't really feel that important. And it's not until like at least an hour and 20 minutes in.
It's not that important though. Even in
Yeah.
the climax,
Yeah.
it's not the conclusion of the story.
Yeah. Like I feel like the filmmaker wanted to have this moment where like his mom gives him a final message, which if we're really thinking about it, Black Phone 2 did way better. But his mom is trying to give this like final message to him to get over his trauma, and it helps him like get out of there, right? But like to throw a witch as the obstacle in there, it just seems so random.
But also I love that you say it helps him get out of there, but he gets up the dumbwaiter again. He gets out of the fucking hotel room and then back down the up and down drove me fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So he goes back down the elevator and the elevator door is open and there's a fire. So he just like collapses and
Well,
has to
the
be
smoke.
saved by Goat Bully, who can walk through that. He can't get through that, but Goat Bully can.
Well, I mean, Goat Bully's not hungover, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Goat Bully hasn't been taking shrooms with a witch all night, I suppose.
And drinking whiskey.
Yeah. Speaking of, I'm gonna pour myself some.
Nice. I don't have any. Yeah, I just say it's funny. Like, I really wish we had like a copy that we were watching, because I literally think that every scene you can point out something that's just doesn't make any sense if you think about it. And the whole time I was watching this movie, that's all I could feel. I was like, why this? Why that? This is just random. And then after the movie was over, these people behind me were like, that was awesome. And I was like, really? I'm so confused. And how does this have a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes? Like, that's insane.
It's shot well.
Is it though? Here's my other thing. And I agree that it looks good for like a neon movie, but it made me think about all the horror movies from like the 90s where like they put a very specific art direction in everything. Like if you went to a haunted house, it had a unique look to it, right? It looked like if you watch The Haunting or something like it, which I feel like referenced in this movie. It had like a very like
Gothic horror.
It was an intentional inspiration of something that they put into this. This just looked like the lighting was really good the whole time. Bless you.
Oh, here was one thing that drove me fucking nuts because you mentioned lighting.
Mm-hmm.
So I know he has the lantern to help him. So
Yeah.
I understand that. But he gets down there and he immediately finds the electrical box and turns the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
Fiona, when she's down there, apparently never finds like lights.
That's my whole point. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like, sure, you didn't have a lantern, but like also within 20 minutes, your eyes have adjusted.
Yeah. And there was light coming from other sources down there, by the way. There was like sunlight coming in somehow. Yeah, that's my point about her being down there wandering. What, she wander around the basement at all, or she just stay in the fucking dumbwaiter the whole time?
I did like though how they like, I did like how she was like recording her like message on his like little.
Yeah,
like,
that was cool.
Like moments I liked that.
It just
and
didn't
how
make
it
sense.
started playing back without him playing it, like it would play him warnings after that. I thought that was like a fun like white noise kind of motif.
I mean that I liked the idea of him like taking that alarm clock apart.
Yes, that was the best. That was the best
button.
part of the whole movie.
But I wish that was more of a moment of him like putting that together, and like all of a sudden it was just done, and it was like, oh, cool idea, but I wish that was a moment.
Well, yeah. So when he took the bell off and we're seeing him thinking, I was like thinking like the bell was like gonna be like a warning or something, like how the other bell had been ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'd be down and like the bell would be in his like pocket or something ringing when the witch got closed, and then it was
That'd
like,
be cool.
Nope, the golfer's just gonna tap the button and the dumbwaiter's gonna work.
Yeah. I thought it was a cool idea, but then it was like, how are you this behind, dude? I'd be like so paranoid about missing the dumb waiter.
I would not be getting
Because
it
then
ever.
you're fucked.
Ever.
I guess it would come back down. That was a funny moment too when it did the second chime or whatever and hit the button again. And he started to go back down.
Yes. Oh yeah.
He
When
had
he
to
like
jump
finally like
out.
gets up and he's like relaxed, and then it's like ding.
Yeah.
But
And it
okay,
started to
I
go-
was trying to figure this
Yeah.
out the whole fucking movie. What was the system of that fucking chime? Because it would be like one ding hitting the hour, then one
yeah,
ding hitting the
it
hour.
also it was like 9 o'clock
then
the whole
it'd
time.
Be like, yeah, it drove me nuts. I was like, there's no actual time being kept by this fucking thing.
No, I think the idea was that it was broken or not wind correctly, and he had fixed. That's what I'm saying. I wish that was more of a moment. He had fixed the clock to actually now work on the hour or whatever. So that when he went down, it would be the next hour. It would chime again. I don't know, but they didn't really explain that. Like they didn't explain anything.
I feel
in this
like,
movie.
what's his name? Damien McGinty, is that the writer's name?
McCarthy.
So
Yeah.
I feel like, judging by the name, Irish.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
think he wanted to pay homage to like all this like folklore. And
Mhm.
I think that's really cool. But it just felt like so many moments from maybe like his culture and his history and his like upbringing that he wanted to pull into one thing.
Mhm.
And it just didn't have a solid enough through line to like pull it all together.
I agree. I think in his brain he had a couple of scary moments that he wanted to get to, and so like that's why everything feels like contrived, because he needed a reason to get to that moment. So he worked backwards from that moment, sort of. Like I agree. I think if he wanted to make a movie about Irish folklore, he should have done that. But instead, we have these weird scenes of this writer's book that don't even come into play, really.
Yeah.
Like you could those lift right out. I don't even understand
Let's
that.
talk about the rabbit thing though in there, the creepy ass rabbit where when he is hallucinating and he's got the rabbit on the TV talking to him and he's like,
Oh yeah, I wrote down what children's show would have a host this creepy.
well,
Looks like Donnie Darko and Tim Curry had a baby.
oh my God, that is the perfect description. I did read afterwards that the same actor who played the guy he burnt with a spoon, Alfie, was that his name or whatever?
Uh-huh.
The bellhop, that was the same actor. He played
Oh,
the
cool.
rabbit.
Yeah.
But what I was reading is that the writer-director uses this like rabbit motif in all of his films because he was terrified of Watership Down as a child.
I mean, that's a dark story.
Yeah.
So
That
I get
rabbit
it.
was the creepiest part of the fucking movie.
I agree.
And it was
I agree.
really creepy. And then I like really
Then they
liked-
jump scared you with the fucking close up of that.
Yeah.
You remember those old YouTube videos where you'd be like watching a car drive down the road and then all of a sudden it would just like flash to a scary
yeah, like
face?
the witch like slapping.
That's exactly what he did in this movie.
Yeah.
Like they were watching this children's show and then it went to static or whatever, right? Or something like this. And then he got really close and silent. All of a sudden that face popped up out of nowhere. It's the exact same gag that they've been doing on YouTube since like 2009
Yep.
that he just fucking did in this movie. This seems harsh, but
It is.
this movie's not great.
It's funny that it has like as high of a rating as it does.
Everyone around me seemed to be loving the movie. And so I had this moment where I was like, maybe I'm just an old man yelling at the clouds. Like I don't get what young people like anymore or something, because everyone else seems to have had a good time.
But I mean,
And
that's the thing, like it felt like it tried to take the best parts of everything it knew and staple them
Yeah.
into something new.
I think we live in a world now where like people don't care if there's like a foreshadowing. They don't care about build up and payoff. They just like want to be distracted every 5 seconds. So like every scene just seemed like here's a new kind of like interesting scene with a new scare in it. Where like I'm watching movies like I want something to come back. You're giving me this like thing at the beginning of the movie. I'm going to expect it to come back at the end in some interesting, cool way.
Yeah.
That's going to blow my mind.
Yeah.
But instead, it's just random after random event that is happening. And then we have this creepy shot of all these, like, I guess, witch victims pulling the chain.
Yeah. Who are they hotel guests? Again, why
Is the witch just like the new popular scary thing now? We had zombies, then we had ghosts, now we have
Listen, I love
witches.
a good witch.
Yeah. The witch in this movie,
She was creepy, but who was she and
she
why
was
was she
creepy.
there?
Like the scene where she's coming up and it's very much like the ring with her hands coming out of the fucking dumbwaiter and are like
Yeah.
crawling out of it. I did enjoy that segment of the movie.
That was the one jump scare that got me, where I gave you my physical demonstration before, but obviously we're not videotaping this, so no one's going to see it.
Yeah.
But when he's sitting in the dumbwaiter in the
Uh-huh.
dark and he's looking, because it's like you want to get out of there, but you want
Oh,
to
you
see the
could
witch.
Yeah.
And like they built that tension, and then you finally see her.
Yeah.
That one got me, even though it's like, you know, she's coming. You're sitting there waiting
Yeah.
to see the goddamn witch pop out of the black, but it was like, ah, fuck.
Yeah. I also love when he's looking down the shaft and you could see her face just like staring up at him, and then all of a sudden it's crawling up the wall.
Yeah. I
And
like that
I'm
it
like,
felt like he
yeah.
looked like down like 2 times, and you'd like think you see her face and you're not sure.
Yeah.
And then you think again, but you're not sure. And then you definitely do. But the crawling up,
I think
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that scene is what he was trying to write too. Like this scene with the witch coming up the shaft and then attacking him in the room. But how weak are witches if all you need is fucking chalk and a
But also, why does she hang out in that little like basement dungeon if she is able to fully access that whole room and get down to the elevator? Like, she can obviously come down the elevator if she could like fuck with
Yeah.
the bellhop dude who was standing there.
Yeah, they don't really explain
She
why
has
she comes when she
Full
comes.
reign of everything.
Yeah. I mean, he was up there for a long time. Did she not realize that?
Yeah.
Was she sleeping? And then he came down there and she's like, oh, there's somebody here. I think, yeah. I mean, we could sit here and bash this movie all day. I think it's confusing. Final thoughts are like, this is a movie you watch at home when you got nothing else and you just want to be creeped out.
I
Like,
think
put this on, I guess.
I-
I don't think it's very good, but
I think I actually would have enjoyed it better at home if I'd been like lights
Yeah.
out, sitting on the couch with my missus.
well, per your point earlier, like this feels like a movie made for people that could be on their phones
Yeah.
while they watched it. So
Mom's
Um,
urn. Dad's urn.
it's just a bummer that this is like a dumb horror movie that's been that's shot to make you feel like it's another Babadook or something that's like
But
more
it's not.
highbrow, but it's not at all.
It
And it
is.
won't stay with you. Like you watch Hereditary and you're like, I'm creeped out for the whole day now. But you watch this, you're like, after 5 minutes, you're like, I'm gonna go to bed, no problem.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't linger.
No. I feel it makes me feel sad when I like see these like massively high ratings for films like this, where it's like,
Mhm.
are we just like truly like
Yeah.
losing what film meant for you and I? Like, not necessarily to the rest of the world, but the reason you and I and people like us love movies and wanted to make movies, is that just gone?
It feels so good to hear you say this because I feel like I say this to some of my other friends and they're just like, what are you talking about? Movies are great, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, am I crazy? I agree. I think, I don't know what's happening in Hollywood. I feel like we're getting a lot of these movies that are just mediocre.
Yeah.
But they're being like, we're acting as if they're the greatest fucking movies ever made. And like, this has a 98% on Rotten Tomato. I mean, I'm just taking your word for it. I didn't check that. That's like higher than Schindler's List. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. My like I started thinking about that a lot today coming out of it, and my like true like hope of just like kind of the times we're in with like streaming and AI and all this bullshit taking over.
Mm-hmm.
I then like read something today that was like, you know, like no matter what with all this taking over, like nothing can replace the like dramatic experience of like live performance. And I was like, that's true. Like I think theaters will stay a special place. But my also hope is that like because of what's happening to the industry right now, there'll be like this massive reemergence of independent filmmaking.
Yeah, maybe. And you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I pray for it. I hope so.
Okay. Yeah. It's funny. I was watching something earlier. Oh, I was watching the F1 race and I was like scrolling through Apple's interface of just like streaming shit. And it all just looks like stuff you would find that's straight to DVD with these like really bad photoshopped thumbnails and posters for movies I've never heard of.
Yeah.
But the difference being big actors are the faces I'm seeing on them instead of like back in the day when you get straight to DVD movie, it'd be like some B-list actor that you've never heard of
Yeah.
on the cover. But now it's like fucking, Willem Dafoe and shit. And you're like, why are you making this movie? Do you not care? Like, do you only care about money? And like, that's And not, I didn't actually see one with Willem Dafoe. I'm just using some
I
random
know. I was like,
celebrity.
you better take that back. It's Willem Dafoe.
But there were some actors and actresses where I'm like, why are you in this movie? Because this is the only work that exists.
Yeah.
And you have no choice. That sucks. Like, you have power to curate an environment where good movies get made. I remember hearing stories of like the 90s and the early 2000s of actors and like putting their foot down to want certain filmmakers to be the directors of their movies because they appreciated the art and stuff like that. That's not happening at all anymore. Now it's just like content churn. There's nothing happening. There's no production. So like whatever I can get, I'm going to get as with the biggest paycheck possible. And it's sad. And my fear is like, not to rant too long on this, but like part of me thinks that movies like cinema is dead and like gone way of the radio in a way. And this is like a new thing. Streaming is a new thing. And if indie, since it's so easy to shoot a movie now and to write a movie, and all the tools that you need to make a movie are cheaper and more accessible. I just mean that we're going to get flooded with mediocre shit constantly.
Yeah.
And it's going to be that much harder to find good shit. And there's whole generations that have been raised on the mediocre shit now that don't even know like what real good movies can look like or be because they never seen them.
When's the last time that you like walked out of a movie and were like,
Dune 1.
fuck. What was it?
Dune 1. The
Okay.
first Dune.
Okay.
The first Dune I came out of, I was like, that felt like a real fucking movie. Like that. But I couldn't tell you another time that I felt that before that.
Yeah. So the last time like I came out of a movie being like, when we went and saw Joker and came out and I was like,
Okay.
I haven't had a movie make me feel that horrible ever in a really
Like
long
since
time
Taxi
maybe.
Driver.
And just
Yeah.
like it like fucked me up.
Yeah.
And that's when it's like people are like, did you like it? And I was like, no, I fucking hated it. It's a really great movie.
Yeah, exactly. I think like a lot of people nowadays, they tend to think like this movie doesn't make me feel good. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's not the point. And like, I like Joker too. I've only seen it a couple times, but
Joker 2 or you liked Joker also?
Also, but I haven't seen Joker 2. And apparently that's a hidden gem.
I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's tough.
Yeah. I do want to watch that at some point, but
can we just cover those on this? I think they count.
Joker
and Joker 2.
Yeah, I guess that counts. Yeah.
Can we do a live stream of your reactions to Joker 2?
What if I love it?
Great.
What if I fucking love it? I don't know. Like, sorry, I'm getting ADD about it and we should end this episode, but there are movies that still like, I think like, but again, they're like comic book movies. Like I like the last Batman movie a lot. I don't know if you saw that.
The Matt
Reeves one? Yeah. I really liked that movie. It felt so purposefully like dark and slow.
It just,
do you know what I mean? Like I was like, I can't believe they made this movie.
Well, I've watched my dad play Arkham Asylum, so it felt like I had to watch my dad play Arkham Asylum again. So it's like a 4-day thing.
Did you watch him play it again?
No, it just like that's like
you should just play
the
it.
pacing. Oh, I do play it. I
I
just am not as good
saying.
at it. Like I get frustrated and I never leave the room where you're swinging off the gargoyles and trying to tap the guards.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm not a good gamer, Ben.
So I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I always draw a blank, and that's not a good sign about like when I'm asked like what movies recently have really wowed you. Past Lives, I really liked a lot. I think of that one a lot.
I actually didn't see that.
It's real good.
What about?
But also, yeah. Go ahead.
The one that just like fucking won everything. Leo.
Leo. Oh yeah. One bath.
Paul
Battle
Thomas
after another.
Anderson. Is that his goddamn?
Yeah, I really like that too. But it didn't have an impact like, you know.
I
Boogie
liked
Nights did.
Licorice Pizza better than I liked that movie, honestly.
I didn't actually see that one. I didn't see that one.
It had an Almost Famous feeling, which was funny because it was Philip Seymour Hoffman's kid in it, but it had more of that vibe than I liked it.
Yeah.
But I also just recently had my mind blown watching the Academy Awards, realizing that Maya Rudolph has been with him forever, and then figuring out that Minnie Riperton was her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part.
I didn't either. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But it makes sense.
I think with One Battle Left, I know, like, even if you don't like that movie as much, like, it still feels like it's
A movie?
a movie.
A film?
Yeah. And I think when I judge a movie like that, I'm judging it in that sort of like frame of mind where it's like, this is a film and it has a different set of rules than like Doomsday will. And I think that's fine. But I think what's weird about the movie we watched today, the Hokum thing, is like it wants to be it wants to be in the film discussion, but it's not at all.
Yeah.
It's just another content. It's just another piece of content that is there to cure your boredom instead of make you.
It's funny.
question
There's
life
not
or
like film
think.
and movies anymore. There's few films and then there's endless content.
Yeah, exactly. And not that he's my favorite director or anything, but once Christopher Nolan is gone and done making movies, and Tarantino, there are no real directors left. Do you know what I mean? Like, who is
Scorsese
left?
will never die.
Yeah, right. He's on ice right now.
You know what? You know who I think could actually potentially take over and be decent?
Who?
And I'm not kidding, so don't laugh when I say this.
Damian McCarthy.
Seth Rogen. I think
Yeah,
he
no,
is
Seth Rogen
trying
is
to
decent.
truly care about film and
Yeah.
preserve it in his own way.
I agree. I think that he has at least he can recognize what's quality as far as film. Like, he has an appreciation of real film that I agree. But he also seems very dismissive of the idea that film is dying in any interview where he's asked that question.
I don't know.
He's always just like, oh, I don't know. There's always been times in Hollywood where this is the end and it never is. And I'm like, you're not worried enough. You are not worried. You're too rich.
I
now.
mean, that's because he's able to make the studio right now, which actually feels like
Yeah.
filmmaking.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I also think that like in the 60s, Hollywood was like this too, where it was like everything was just genre movie of like B movie of just like beach party and blah, blah, blah. And like Surf's Up and stuff like that. And then eventually like Godfather came out and Brian De Palma made movies. You know what I mean? Like there was like a renaissance of film that happened because I think Hollywood became like such a shallow, superficial output machine.
And then I do, from that perspective, get what he's saying too, where it's like, okay, like when Talkies came out and it was no longer silent, like that was the end. And then I get that. And like the 80s was a shit ton of garbage.
Yeah, but also I love the 80s. There's great movies in the 80s.
Yeah.
People always say that, but I'm like, some of my favorite movies came out of the 80s. Like, I don't really understand. I know Tarantino has said that recently too, where it's like, that was the worst time in Hollywood. I'm like, no, it wasn't. You're insane.
I don't think it was the worst time in Hollywood. I think it's the worst period of horror for a lot of it. Not all of it, but a lot of it.
Yeah.
But I think I would have loved to have been able to be a writer in the 80s because
100%.
nothing had to make sense.
Yeah, just take a bunch of cocaine.
Yep.
I don't know. I have a weird, like the 80s to me, like even the horror movies, like The Thing, The Thing came out.
Oh, the original
That's all I can
Thing?
think of. Well, not really, not technically. It was the second one. It was a remake. I don't know. That's where all the John Carpenter movies came out. It was in the 80s. James Cameron movies came out in the 80s.
James Cameron was a good filmmaker of the 80s. I would give
Like Steven Spielberg was in his prime in the 80s. Like obviously Star Wars was happening.
I mean,
Goonies
you can't beat.
Ghostbusters. Come on, there was so much shit in the 80s that was good. Back to the Future. You know? Anyway, we should wrap this up. Well, so final thoughts. This movie sucks.
I don't want to dump on this movie.
You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem then. This movie is bad.
I liked Jerry. I liked the way it was shot.
I like Jerry.
But it did not. It was 3 different stories slapped together that didn't come together. And typically when I watch a movie, I can be like, oh, I think probably there was a really good script and I can see where a production might have interfered here. We might have lost scenes there or like character development there. This one, I watched it and I was like, I think probably the script was weak when they started making this film.
Yeah.
And that's not
to me too. I think it's one of those situations where like I kind of wish that it wasn't a writer-director thing. I wish there was an editor on this or an overbearing producer who could have maybe focused this vision a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because I just think it's so uneven. It's so contrived. And I think you're right. There's too many subplots and too many nonsensical things happening. So much so that I don't even think the title makes sense for this movie.
I mean, I'd call the movie a bunch of hokum.
The movie, yeah. In that case, it's spot on with what it was.
It's like,
anyway,
we're going to throw a bunch of bullshit together.
And you're going to think it's art.
Yep. The Rotten Tomatoes rating is a bunch of hokum.
That is the truth. Even the Metacritic thing, the Black Phone 2 is way better than this. I don't care what anyone says.
No, I would agree.
I mean, obviously the first one is people, I think universally love that first one, but the second one,
it's significantly
I would say is better than this.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Anyway, well, that's it for this week on Slasher Bash. Till next time, I don't know. What do we say?
Keep on slashing and bashing.
Keep bashing the slashing. I don't know. Bye.
Peace out, Cub Scout.